Might correct the ills of the past, give us a new pedestal from which to stand and operate going forward.
Officially, what we get in the country, 79% is from crude, foreign exchange, 11% is from oil, from gas, natural gas. Between the two of them is 90%.
If we are getting whatever it is we are getting from oil revenue today, you look at the oil revenue is more than enough to take Nigeria to her next level. But at the end of the day, the processes, the leakages, and so many things that have become like an epidemic on our economy will not allow whatever we are gaining or getting from this deposit or these blessings from God to give us what we are looking for.
The coming of Brazil now this time is important. Then first they have to organize a workshop for these herders, those who rear cows. This is why it's good for you to have your cows in a particular place, and these are things you do to feed them well, and they will equally have good meat for consumption.
The end of a matter is better than its beginning, and in the other way around, the beginning of a thing also can predict what the afternoon or the evening of that same thing will look like. With the trend that has not been curbed and nothing has been discussed about it, for instance, when you see a project like fuel subsidy removal and you don't have a substitution or alternative like stomach infrastructure or welfare package for the same people that you are coming up to lead, and even though I didn't hear her directly, but it was in news that the president's wife made a speech that Nigeria should not be afraid that they are not coming to loot Nigeria because they are already having money. They are billionaires or trillionaires. So people were depending on that speech. Okay, if you come up, at least if you are a rich man and you come to manage a team, you make your influence affect the people so that they will not have hope. So right now, apart from God, sir, the trend that we are seeing in our economic ecosystem does not promise any better show for anybody.
Hello, good to have you on the program again today. It still remains the economy today. And of course, the station still remains KAFTAN Television. Okechukwu here. And I'll be coordinating the affairs this morning. I'm your host, really. And then we have we have people to talk with us today on the program. So it's not just one person. We've got two guests on the program this day. One of those guests is the one you know and you've been seeing very often on this program, and of course he's not disappointed us. And today he is here again. But then, you know that they normally say ladies first, so I don't know. But all of a sudden it's okay, I can get to the lady afterwards. And so the man I'm talking about is Sampres Itomo. Of course, he is an entrepreneur. Apart from many other things that he is a farmer, and he is a lot more, and a horticulturist, a whole lot more. So good to have you on the program.
It's my pleasure. God bless you. Good morning.
And I wouldn't forget that he's a human interest advocate. Don't forget that too. And then the other person that is here with me is a debutant on this program, and so I believe that you would enjoy what she's got. Though she's already saying that she won't come again, but I'm pleading that after today that she will still come again. I'm talking about Mercy Omotayo. Mercy Omotayo is a fashion designer, and she does special designs, I must tell you. So it's good to have you on the program today, Mercy.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right. And here we have a topic, and the topic is Survivalist Strategies. Survivalist Strategies. What do we do to survive, you know? And then there is a rider that says making the most of the list. When we have the list, what we do to make most use of that list is what will help us to survive under situations like what we have found ourselves today in the country. You know, you hear a lot of people talk about they need side hustles, and so on and so forth. And some people even say that side hustle as one is not even enough. Some people talk about the fact that there should be multiple sources of income, and so on and so forth. These are all the things we want to bring to bear on the program today. Welcome again. And of course, when we come onto this program most of the time, what we do is that we know that there are segments. One of the segments is the one that you're watching already. We will start discussion, and in this discussion, it's a discussion segment of the program. Again, there is another segment. The other segment is the one that has to do with the stock exchange, and then as well as the one that has to do with monetary matters. Then we also do have another that, well, it has not been on for a while, talking about news beats, but then news beats and monetary matters, we got them together now. We also have the one that is business news. And so business news is the one I want us to look at right away, so that from business news, we'll return to our discussion. While we'll get to check what we have from the stock exchange and look at some monetary news, and we'll still return and conclude. Welcome. Let's watch business news.
And away from that, the federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to combating illegal mining and unlocking the economic potential of Nigeria's solid mineral sector. This was highlighted during the launch of a book titled The Guardian of Nigerian Mining Marshal and the commissioning of 8 operational vehicles and gun truck in Abuja to strengthen the activities of mining marshals nationwide. Our correspondent has more on this report.
For decades, Nigeria's economy has relied heavily on crude oil, leaving the country's vast solid mineral resources largely untapped. Speaking at the launch of the Guardian of Nigerian Mining Marshals and the commissioning of 8 operational vehicles in Abuja, the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, said the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is focused on harnessing all critical national assets to drive economic growth and diversification. The minister noted that while the solid mineral sector holds enormous potential, illegal mining remains one of its greatest challenges. He said the federal government has strengthened efforts to tackle the menace by empowering the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps-led mining marshals to protect the nation's mineral resources. Alake warned that anyone attempting to obstruct the activities of mining marshals would be considered an enemy of economic progress and a saboteur of the nation's economy.
Anybody, whether a security agent or not, who seeks to frustrate the noble works of these mine marshals is an economic saboteur. So whether in uniform or out of uniform, anybody who seeks to frustrate the noble duties of the mine marshals is an economic saboteur against the interest of Nigeria. And they shall be so treated, whether in and out of uniform. That I can promise you.
My appeal to the Honourable Minister, and of course I have discussed that with also my Minister as retired General, that what the mining marshal require, and indeed the civil defense, is additional firepower and training, which can only be made available through proper funding.
Alake added that the commissioning of the vehicles represents only the beginning of greater investment planned for the units, According to him, the government will continue to provide operational support, including advanced security equipment and armored vehicles to enhance the safety and effectiveness of mining marshals in the discharge of their duties.
The government is further encouraged into ensuring that more equipment, arms, armaments, bulletproof vests, armored trucks, technology will be injected into the operations of the mining marshals so that their capacity will be more, will be boosted, and their efficiency will be more felt by the illegal operators. And of course, the plus side of it is that increase in revenue generation.
Commander of the mining marshals, John Onoja, attributed the achievement to the support of the federal government and the leadership of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps. Onoja assured Nigerians that the mining marshals remain committed to protecting the country's mineral resources.
I will say that we have nothing to tell the federal government than to assure the federal government, the Minister of Solid Mineral Development, Minister of Interior, the Commandant General of Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, and our grandfather, the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that we will now rest on us, will ensure that we will continue to put our best and operate even above our limit to ensure that the protection of critical national assets and infrastructure, where that of solid mineral feature prominently, will remain our major focus.
A major highlight of the event was the launch of 8 gun trucks designed to strengthen surveillance, enforcement, and rapid response operations across mining locations nationwide. From Abuja, Victoria Ayoride, KAFTAN TV News.
Moving on, the Development Bank of Nigeria has disbursed more than 1 trillion naira nationwide to micro, small and medium enterprises through participating financial institutions since its commencement operation in 2017. The bank, through its managing director, Tony Okmanachi, disclosed this in a review of its operations up to December 2025, highlighting achievements in lending, capacity building, job creation, and credit guarantees. Speaking in Lagos, Okmanachi said the bank has onboarded 84 participating financial institutions comprising deposit money banks, microfinance bank, merchant banks, and other financial institutions. He explained that the bank facilitated more than 1 million in beneficiary loans, with women accounting for 77% of beneficiaries and youth representing 28%. The Minister of Defense, General Christopher Musa, retired, has called on Nigerian investors, startups, and researchers to direct their expertise towards developing homegrown solutions to the nation's security challenges. Speaking at the Omniverse Africa 3.0 Summit in Lagos, General Musa said national security in the 21st century could no longer depend solely on conventional military hardware. Delivering the keynote address on the theme, the 70 to 30 rule, why Nigerians in security and innovation agenda are the same national projects. He stressed the need for Nigeria to transition from a consumer to a producer of defense technology. The minister also launched the Defense Future Lab Pathway, a side event conveyed by Criterion to strengthen collaboration between the military and the tech ecosystem, where he cautioned participants that the forum was not a procurement session, but a platform for capability development and strategic foresight. From that, the Central Bank of Nigeria has said it is implementing a reform targeting 95% financial inclusion and faster than a blink digital transaction, bringing millions more market women, farmers, and young people into the formal financial system. Speaking during the launch of the Payment System Vision 2028, PSV 2028, the CBN Governor Olayemi Cardoso noted that the goal is inclusion, not exclusion. He noted that by 2028, the vision is to reduce fraud losses to less than 1% of all transactions and make people's money safer in the digital system that's under their mattresses. Cardoso, alongside other top CBN officials, explained that the documents went beyond policy design, describing PSV 2028 as a blueprint for how Nigerians will transact, trade, save, and participate in an increasingly digital economy.
Good. That was the business news you heard and watched, and right now we'll go ahead. I would wanted to do a little discussion before we take this, but I guess it's okay. Let's just do this, then we'll start our discussion. So let's look at the stock exchange and see what it is like today. Yes, the stock exchange, as it were, on its own, has run the way it should, and within the week it has been smooth. It has been a smooth ride all through the week, up to this day, that is the end of the week. And so looking at the factors, there are, as always, what we normally say, what we have the top gainers and all that. But we say that the stock exchange has done a lot of work within this week, and we have to just read them out the way we have them. If we look at the fact that there are top gainers, well, before they talk about, we also have the all share index. And so looking at the all share index, we have 30.10, that is to say 0.01%, but then there is 241.521.04, and there is also a value. The value traded at 24.10 billion, while the volume itself was 522 million. Then the market capital was 154.9 trillion. Of course, the market capital 154.9 trillion is 154.9 trillion naira. That's the amount that went into it for yesterday, really, because normally it's at the end of the day that you get to see the one that has to do with the next. And from there, we'll look at the top decliners. Let me go that way first before going up. There are some people that lost out, and those people that lost out include McNick's, that is McNichols, the ABC Transport, then Etana, as well as Ella Lakes and Aradel. These came down as far as declining is concerned. And for the all share index that I mentioned, 242.239.11, year to date it was plus 86,626.08 points, and 55.67%. And we would also look at another, which is the people that gained, because as we have the top decliners, we have the top gainers. FGS UK 2033 S6 among the top gainers had 117.96, that is 12.34%, and with following is with 6.6 naira, 6.60 naira, because the first one I mentioned was 117 naira 96 kobo. Second was by that is FGS UK and all that. Then Intelligence has 6 naira 60 kobo gain, and percentage is 10%. While for livestock we have 9.45, that's 9 naira 45 kobo, and the percentage is 9.88%. While ABI BDS, that is the BDS, you have 8 naira 50 kobo and 9.66%. We also have Omatek at 2 naira 2 kobo gain, and a percentage of 9.19. That is what we have for those who are the gainers. But then there are normally the active traders, the major fellows whose money exceeded all. We talk about Access Bank, that is Access Corp. Access Corp brought in 2,511,657,448.70. That's talking about trillion, 2 trillion, over 2 trillion. And FCMB brought in 337 million, then 971 and all billion rather, then the other one 971 and then 393.55, while Zenith Bank brought in 2 billion. Of course, I'm talking about 2 trillion again, 2,942 million to 475,000 and 157.85 kobo. These are the groups, the top gainers: Access Corp, FCMB, and Zenith Bank. They did their own. Well, that is where I would say, or just say, let it be for now. Where we still talk about others, which is talking about the one that we refer to as the monetary review. Monetary review. And in the monetary review today, we have some very important, serious matters to mention. And one of them is that the international students are groaning as the Central Bank of Nigeria restricts tuition payments to $25,000 per semester. $25,000 per semester. And in that one, international students from Nigeria are facing renewed financial pressure after the Central Bank of Nigeria introduced a $25,000 per semester cap on foreign exchange payments for tuition, tightening access to official funding channels for overseas education. And looking at that, according to the CBN, Foreign Exchange FX Manual, 4th edition, released on Wednesday. The policy issued through updated guidelines to authorized dealer banks, restrict the amount of foreign exchange that can be remitted for tuition payments, and strengthens documentation requirements for students studying in universities and polytechnics abroad. The move is part of broader effort by the Apex Bank to manage foreign exchange demand and preserve external reserves, and continued pressure on the Naira. And from that we look at another one. Dangote Refinery revamps up crude processing to 700,000 barrels per day. Dangote Petroleum Refinery and Petrochemicals has increased its crude oil processing capacity to 700,000 barrels per day in a performance test conducted by the process licensors, marking a significant milestone in the facility's operational expansion and further cementing its position as world's largest single-train petroleum refinery. The increase sees the refinery surpass its nameplate capacity of 650,000 barrels per day, underlining the facility's engineering capability and operational efficiency. The achievement demonstrates the refinery's ability to process additional feedstock while optimizing performance across its production units. Well, the Vice President for Oil and Gas, Dangote Industries Limited, Davekoma Edwin, explained that the ramp-up is part of a broader, ambitious strategy to more then doubles capacity to 1.4 million barrels per day within 30 months, positioning the facility as potentially the largest refinery globally. The largest refinery globally. Well, that is how we want to pick and say we'll drop it at this point so as to be able to do some other things, since we didn't really start as at earlier planned. So let's welcome you again to our discussion segment. And as I mentioned, we have two guests that will be with me, or are already with me on the program, with whom we'll be discussing the topic for today. And now we want to begin with Sam immediately. Let's hear what he thinks. Sam, we have the topic. I hope it will be seen. We have a topic, and the topic says survivalists' tendencies, or strategies rather, survivalist strategies. And when we're looking at them, making the most of the least. You know, the least we have, making the most of it. In our country today, nobody needs to explain to anybody what the country is going through. And you have also seen, you have talked to many. So that's why you're here today. In actual fact, let's talk about it. This survivalist strategy. What are the things we can do to help ourselves to survive under this kind of economy?
Thank you so much. It's saddening because the Nigerian youth are actually being paralyzed, because even when you come up with your little effort, you know, gone are those days that you'll be told that education is the key. The key is lost now. So the key is lost. Yes, when you are in school, you'll be saying, once I get out of school, my service here, if I buy car.
Yes.
Immediately that I get my 2-bedroom apartment, I'm going to blow hot. That key has been taken away by the colonial masters. That gave us education. So with what we are seeing today, I would say generally the nation has been hijacked and kidnapped. It's just that we have part 1 and 2 of the kidnapped victims. The one victims are in the forest, while others are in their houses, offices, streets. But every effort we are trying to make to at least put food on your table, like what we are calling survival strategies, is like a blow back. The government policies and strategies and insecurity is blowing us back, you know. For instance, one is a graduate, I have a business, I am a pastor, and so many things I'm doing. And do you know, sir, that in as much as learning trade is good now, but today on the streets of Abuja, I don't know other states whether they are safer, on the streets of Abuja, you can't keep anything. The young entrepreneurs are suffering from the street, what do we call the babambolas, scavengers, you know. I bought umbrellas for my workers because of this rain. The very next day, they stole the umbrella.
Oh, what a pity.
The wheelbarrow is like in a year, I will have to buy up to 10 wheelbarrows. Even if you chain it, these people have a way of destroying the chain. So we are adopting different strategies on how to put food on your table, at least employ 1 or 2 hands to reduce the poverty on the street, unemployment, and on and on. But what we are getting back is like, who are you and what do you think you are doing? You know, so maybe for my opening speech, that's what I can say for now.
Okay, thank you so much, Sam. Well, Mercy is a young person, because you were talking about young people. Thank God there's a young person here. Looking at it from your own point of view, from your own side, what do you think about the fact that someone needs to survive at a time like this, under this economy, at a time like this?
Thank you very much, sir. There are many ways you can use to survive in this Nigerian economy. And as a corporate worker, you need to manage your time. Time management also is being required, because if coming to work, if you don't manage your time well, there's no any other way you can use to come up with any business strategy or being creative. And you know, buns making, tailoring, making, and other things. That is all I can say.
Yeah, okay, but I wouldn't let you be at that because you mentioned these things that, yes, so you manage your time to help you be able to produce other things.
Yeah.
You said buns, something like buns, because say buns making, let people not misunderstand that. Production of buns that we eat, is it not?
Yes.
And so it's the time you save that you use to produce the buns. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and other things you just mentioned. You are a fashion designer, and I know there are certain things you do. I want you to tell us about the thing you do, because what we're looking at is making the most of the list. The list in the sense that we have little money available, but to make the most use of that money to give us something manageable and big enough. How can someone get into that?
Okay, I'll say for instance, I'm into crocheting, crocheting making, and that with a little start can help.
Okay.
Also, getting wool or yarn to make something beautiful. We have two types of crochets. We have the one for hair and we have the one for clothes. So me, I'm into fabric, the one for clothes, and this crocheting is not just something you just make within an hour, or it's not just the normal grandma's table covered clothes.
Yes, as it used to be.
Yeah, so they are more into it in this crocheting.
Okay. Sorry, can I ask you a little more?
Yes.
What more? You said there are more. What more can we find into it? Because honestly, you know what you said is not the usual grandma
covers clothes.
Yeah, because it just was the grandma you see grandma in the morning doing something, and later in the afternoon she has finished it, put it on top of the table. Is it not?
Yes,
and
sir.
That's all. And we'll praise grandma for doing something great. Today, when you look at it, since that's what you do too, when you look at it, you see that as something that's not even elementary, but rather it could be nursery or even play group thing to you, because I know you do great things with it.
Yes.
Tell us more about that, please.
Okay. It's not a fast fashion thing. It's a slow fashion thing.
Okay.
For example, if you want to make a clothes, it can take you days.
Yeah.
Or, for example, if I want to make a shirt, it can take me a week.
Okay.
It's not just something that you just put together and just make nonsense.
Yes.
You have to be creative, number one, and you need to be focused, number two. And you need to know what you are doing.
Yes.
And you being creative in that aspect. Making a shirt, you can design on the shirt, make a vest. You can also write up something on the shirt, or make a beautiful design for people to see. And it's not something that for you to sell your products, you have to come up with a beautiful idea of what you are making, even if it's a shirt or skirt or gown, or as any type of product, or any kind of shirt you want to make. You can just come up with a good idea, because if people should see it on you, there is a thing that will make people to ask you to stop. Yes, how do you make this? Who made this for you? I love this dress, because it's not a normal thing that you just put on. And some people, they just see it in a sense by they will just maybe it's just knitting of that grandma's covers clothes, or makings of bag. Crocheting is beyond that. It's beyond making bags, clothes, and just putting in efforts to know that, okay, this particular thing, so that my products can sell.
Okay. So there are different designs you can create.
Yes.
To make the difference. That's why you're a fashion designer.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for being here. We're still going to talk more about that. So let me just hear what Sam Praise has to say, and we'll return. Sam, you see what she's saying? That even with the crochet that they do, that little thing that used to be what I used to see grandmothers do with our little sisters trying to do something, and they would do a little thing and take it up and be happy. that we've gone beyond that. It's something else.
Digitalized.
Yes, in actual fact, because I've seen her. In fact, it's because of the way I brought her in, because I didn't give her all the time she needed. That's why I'm saying that she will come again, because I've seen her she has won.
One example.
Yes, she has won. She has put on and come to work, and I'll say, and you know one thing about it, I saw when she started doing it, and after a while, I'll see that there is a difference.
The concept of
yes, you know, and I mean, great design. Great
I'm
design.
impressed with her, presentation is that unlike today's slogan of make it quick, make it big, make it quick, shortcut, that is actually giving rise to fraud, is giving rise to a lot of young ladies are now what I call scammers. You know, so she said you need time, you need focus, and it's not something that you just start today and get it tomorrow done. You may likely spend 1 week depending on what you are working on. You know, the youth of today don't like anything that will take them time. That's why the fraud is increasing. You see lies, falsehood. And
I want to cut in briefly. You said what you call scammers. I think I understand a bit of what you mean by what you call scammers. Some that you will meet today and invite for one program or the other, and they'll say, I don't have money for transport. And you provide the money for transport, and they come, and you see that there is almost nothing inside them. All they are after is money. And when they finish what you invited them to do, they won't even be able to do it. And at the end of the day, they want to go and expect you to pay for work not even done and things like that. Is that not what you mean, sir?
That is let me say, a tree with branches. That is one branch of it.
Okay.
And in that branch, if I may also emphasize a little bit on that, do you know that, let me talk about the gospel artists. Most of these upcoming, they envy the big wigs in the gospel industry.
Yes.
But they themselves are not ready to build on their talent.
Okay.
Maybe you are a keyboardist, as soon as you can pray, the next thing you're looking for church to invite you, program to attend because of the money. Or maybe you can just sing and lead worship 1 or 2 times. The next thing you're looking for. So you don't know that people like David was in the forest training, building up. If you call any musician now, maybe just let us rehearse alone. They are looking at money. I am telling you from personal experience.
Yes.
They are always looking at what am I going to gain immediately.
Yes.
So from her industry, she told you that it takes time to get something presentable done. So if I'm marketing what she is doing now, that's to say I will have to be patient, and possibly customers can book. Okay, I want this. You can give from her album, her galleries can give pictures of what I can do. Then if you love this particular one, you can pay in 1 or 2 months and then expect your delivery in a week's time or 2 weeks' time.
Or even 2 weeks. You can extend it so that you give her time.
Everything good takes time.
Nothing good comes easy.
Yes. Bongo Secret. Yes. I love that song, seriously. You know, it also makes statement of, you know, to find love is difficult. It only takes God. You know, like the area you also mentioned, most of our girls on the street now, if you just talk to them, and if as a pastor you call those singles that are expecting suitors to come for prayer, you see your altar will be filled with especially single ladies, both mid-age, young ones, adult. You know the problem. Try 1 or 2. They will quickly give you their number. The next thing you call, they have not eaten. The next time you call, their phone broke. The next time you call, their rent has expired. It's all about scam.
So that's why I said. That's why you said there is a.
So to find love is not easy anymore. Nothing good comes easy. So I don't know. My parents or where I came from, they easily get married. In fact, how do my father marry? By passing somebody's farm. You see those young girls are busy in the farm with him. Before you know, you say, if this girl can be so industrial, under rain you are working, you have found a woman. You just greet her, you say, okay, I would like to see you. She's available, and they have very enduring marriages at home back then.
Yes.
But today, our digital women, in fact, you even hear some of them say, I'm never going to suffer in a man's house. But you don't even have character. You don't even have a trade. You don't even have a handwork. And they have also turned relationship into ATM.
Monetization.
No. So they monetize Obasanjo's scheme. They monetize everything without values.
Please, I will see continue, but I want to say, do you agree with the things he's saying?
Yes, I agreed with all what he has said. And I also want to say something also.
Yeah.
Now, this crocheting,
Yes.
they are now into collaboration with tailoring.
Okay.
Yes, like these two people, they can come with one or two ideas to come up with a special design and bring it out, to put it out for people to see and to sell. Let me say, for example, I want to make a dress. I can just have maybe the top should be crochet design, then the down should be tailoring material. So that one too is another
collaboration.
Yes,
and it brings out what someone is looking at. Yes. Oh, that's good.
One tailor told me now.
Okay.
So suit for me.
Yes.
So I wanted an embroidered like dove.
Yes.
Yes. He said, so that is an embroidered job. So you pay me for my tailoring and you pay for the. So he did it. He collaborated with them. And it came out very beautiful. So.
So now making the most out of making the most of the list. So like what you're talking about, using crochet to do something, normally it's not that expensive, is it also?
No,
to buy
it's just the time.
It's just the time.
Yes, it's time taking.
Yes.
And you know, I said earlier that it's not.
You have to create
it's not something that somebody will just order today. It's not a fast fashion something. It's a slow fashion thing. It's not something that somebody will order today and the next minute you say it's available, come and pick it up. If it's a top, it can take you a week, maybe 2 weeks or 1 week. Then it's not like making a table covered or handbag or cap. Is more deep. It's very deep here. So if I should get a customer today and the person say I need a top, if it's 2 weeks, and it depends on the person's size. On the person's size, the rule is to consume. The higher the bigger the person, the time it will consume.
Yes, of course.
Yes. So if you are fat, let's say for example, I want to make a shirt for a slim person. It can take me a week. But if it's a plus size, it can take me 2 weeks. And the pricing,
depending on the size.
Yes, the pricing is different.
Okay.
The price that will charge you for somebody that is slim will be different from the price I'll be making for somebody that is bigger or plus size.
So you are telling us that someone can get into this crochet making thing and succeed in getting food and
yes, very well, sir.
So rather than walk along the road and look for unsolicited
means to survive,
other things, why not just calm down and be patient and get this done? Just as you mentioned that there are other aspects that people do, you know, that you see some at night, they will be at some streets that are where the lights will shine, so that you see them in their skimpy dressing and pick them up. That is also another thing that people do, young people do, that causes problems, that has so many negative things involved. Someone's life could go for it. Someone could lose an arm or anything, any part of the body, and all these things. And patience with what you're doing. It requires stay at home or whether at work, but doing this, it's what you can do joyfully. I remember that as a kid, I used to see some people who are, you call them artists on the whole, you know, whether carpenter or bricklayer or all these artisans, and when they are working, there's one that will come around and he's working, and he's doing his work, gently doing this and doing his work, chiseling and using the nail, and he'll be doing it. You see, he's working, and they are using it. That is showing patience. They are patient and willing to do the work and get to the very end. But today, people, as we say, are on the fast lane. In fact, saying fast lane is even a small word, a wrong word at a time like this. It's like they've gone beyond the jet age. It's something else. What age do you call it now? There are so many names now that you have. Talk about Gen Z and all. But even in all, you need to be patient and to be able to do the work you need to do. That's why I said, definitely, no matter what, blessing will still have to come around some other time. And maybe on one of those occasions, you will get dressed in one of our products, because he wanted to do that. I said, no, come, let's go and do this first. And afterwards, we'll get to have it. Please, Mercy, I hope I'm saying something. Eh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please, because we need to have it. We are limited by time, and that's why I'm trying to bring some of this. But when we look at all these works you do, you see that it reminds me of one thing. I remember that thing that says, time na money, oh, time na money. You know, Michael Chris said, if you use your time well. So you are telling the young people to use their time well. Thank you so much. Yes. Well, it's on this note that we'll begin to pack up our stay with you on the program today. And let me thank Mercy Omotayo for coming today, a fashion designer, for coming to be part of the program this day, and of course with the promise that she will return some other time. Please.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Sam Praise, you have seen it all, I must say, and I know that you have a whole lot to say. But as usual, some other time we'll say continue from where we stopped, sir. Thank you for being here.
The pleasure is mine.
All right, and this I will say that it's been good sharing. I would have loved to pick certain things from them, but I looked at the time and said, oh no, there's not much I can do again. I want to thank you for being there, dear viewer. Some other time we'll do something that is still close to this, something that will still be more revealing and exposing, so that we can see the little things we can still do. She mentioned buns and other things. You can do this. There is Zobo, there is the other one, Kunu, and these are other wonderful things. Kunuaya, Kunu Geda, Kunu, so many things. In case you are from the southern part of Nigeria, you don't understand all these Kunu things. It's just drink. The drink you do, Kunu Geda, is the drink you do with groundnut and rice. Kunuaya is the one you do with tiger nut, and so on and so forth. These drinks are wonderful. Zobo drink, very healthy, and a lot. We'll talk about these things as we come again, but these are little things you can do to make small money that will help you do something meaningful. I've had Sanusi Adebayo with me, and I've also had a whole lot of others that have worked. Of course, Bright Chukwebwe, I won't forget that. And let me not forget to say that Samuel Omaji has been here and still here with us. And we've had Victor Chizea, and a lot. Oluwaseun, I won't forget that. Oluwaseun, thank you for being there. And Felix Akinjagura, a lot of other fellows with whom we've worked, including the editor himself, that Gani, that we've worked together today. Thank you so much. We'll be here again some other time. On behalf of everyone, thank you again and again. Okay, Chukwanobuagu here. May the very best happen to us all the time.
Imagine a beautiful world. That's our slogan at KAFTAN TV. Hello there. I am